All right, now let's explain the Colossus. So, first of all, I'm gonna go over all of the abilities. If you know them, you can skip this. And even, I mean, you'd rather hear that at least once. However, you don't have to remember all of this. The strategy is there specifically to make it all simpler and like an all-in-one strategy that will encompass every solution needed. So technically, you don't even need to understand everything because there's a lot to understand if you just follow the assigned sheet. However, I'm going to explain because it's still better. So first of all, they don't social with the packs. Also, they are not tauntable, and they are weak to one random element. It's a buff or debuff that's always visible. They also can have none. That means make sure you do not whip threat if you do spells of that magic score. Now, the thing with them is that they have pairs of abilities that they get at random one pair taken from a pool of 3 possible pairs. And so there's pair 1, pair 2, pair 3. And when they die, there's another randomly selected ability that is cast. And sometimes they also do nothing. And this ability cannot be known ahead of time. However, for the pairs, once one ability is used, then you know that he can use the second one. So, first, pair 1. This is the easy one, very not dangerous. It's a frenzy that can be trank shotted, so we want all of the hunters to trank shot. That's all, and also, yeah, big heals on the tank. Then also a trophic blow. So this is a proc on the melee when it hits the tank that will deal damage in stacks. It could stack up to one shot in the tank. However, what we do usually is to have tanks that have a big dodge chance and use the Morose Trinket. And we can also buff Petri. Yeah, basically, the mob should die before this becomes a problem. However, we can always switch, and we should dodge these. Now, I'm gonna go with this one first. Pair 3, which is the pretty dangerous one, not the most dangerous, but it's scary. The first ability is Initial Infection, so it will target someone at random, and it will infect them with a debuff that is not dispellable. The first one is not dispellable. And it deals 3k nature damage. Then it will, if that person is next to at least one player, the debuff will be transmitted to someone else at 10 yards. And it will do more damage. And every single time it is transmitted to someone, it will do more damage. At some point, it will one-shot everyone. It's a rampant infection. So the initial debuff is not dispellable, but after this, it is dispellable. So it needs to be dispelled at all costs, mega prior dispel. And also, we are pixel stacking, so you want to run out of the stack when you get the debuff so that you do not infect someone else. You only infect one person, by the way, every time, but we cannot let it spread. So yep. And the second ability from this is very scary. It's Spore Quake. The mob will channel, stop moving and attacking, and deal 12k total damage over 8 seconds in 30 yards. So all the melees should run out except the tank, and DPS will always be staying at less than 30 yards anyway. That means Shadow Priest your healers on this, but you don't have to respec. Now, for pair 2, this one is the very, very dangerous one, and I'm going to explain everything. This ability is a non-issue. It just targets people around the tank and will do a dot and will summon a mob that has 1 HP. It's a non-issue. However, this is Acid Gazer. It will target someone at random and start beaming over 8 seconds a cone of damage following the target. If the target moves, the mob will will rotate accordingly to still be facing that person and will continuously spew damage in this cone. It is extremely dangerous. It would kill the whole raid if we all take that. And yep. So it can target pets, which means no pets when we are fighting the Colossus at all times, and yep. So that's what he can do, and I'm going to explain the strategy for this afterwards. But first, let's explain as well the randomly triggered death abilities. So as I said, sometimes it does nothing. Sometimes there's blue mushrooms that can spawn, which is a beneficial ability for us. It gives us here health and mana. Sometimes there's going to be 10 little ads that spawn. They're easily AoE-able, but we need to kite them with slows, blizzards, and AoE taunts from the tanks. So yep, and melees, you don't want to go in. You don't want any DPS or healer. You cannot let them reach you. You die. And also, another ability is the summoning of 2 Colossus Lurker. These are 2 big ads, and they drop threat very often, which means all of the tanks go in, and you make sure they don't turn into the DPS. And melees, you need to stay out. You stay out. Because you die. They would absolutely just threat drop and kill you in one hit, and you don't want that. And finally, extremely dangerous, toxic pool. It would be a 25 yards pool of poison that deals 23k damage over 10 seconds. So you run or you die, but melees should be out due to our strategy. So as you may have seen, there's a lot of stuff that means melees need to run out. So the shared strategy in the end is that the melees are always out at 15% HP. And when there's Quake, you need to be out. And when the boss, when the Colossus dies, for this and this and this, you would be out anywhere, and you do not go back in. You don't participate in the fight any further. Shadow Priests are the Dispellers because they don't have the range to DPS safely. Hunters and Warlocks, no pets. And for the range, you want to pixel stack together, as I said, for the infection, and at 30 yards, because it means you won't have to move for the toxic pool and for the Quake. So, and for the melee, you're pixel stacking behind the Colossus. Now, this is the assignment sheet. So as we said, we have a tank, a second tank, chasing second threat, because in case we have to do a taunt swap for the atrophic blow. Someone who is the Dispeller, the assigned is Dispeller, no pet. Melees, as I said, yeah, out at 15% and range at 30 yards. Now, this is the Geyser assigned. So eyes up, this is something that you need to be extremely good at. If you fail this, you may kill the raid. Okay, this is extremely dangerous. This is a mini boss every single time. We all risk dying to the Geyser. So that's what's going to happen. If the tank gets targeted by the Geyser, then no one else has to do anything. The Geyser is going to spew this way, like that I'm doing, this cone over here. So only the tank will get hit. It just means bigger heals on the tank. No one has to move. Everything is going to be fine. Now, if the target is a melee right here, if this is you, you want to run through the mob and go to tank position. That means that everyone else will not get hit by the cone, and the cone will be redirected towards only the tank and yourself. And for healers, it means big heals on the tank and on the target, but no one else has to move. Only the target has to move. Okay, so the melee will go through the mob to tank position. If you fail to do this, everyone will get hit by the cone. We all die. Now, if the target is ranged, lock in. If you are the target, you are strafing left, and everyone else will strafe right, and even the melees, which means the cone will go this way, like I'm doing with my cursor right now, and everyone else will be standing over here, and the tank over there. So only this target will be hit, and you're only healing that target, and big heals on that target. That's all. It's very important that you do it. If you do not do it, people will not be able to move away from the cone. If you fail and you go right instead of left, you will kill everyone. So do not fail this. You need to be really mindful of this. And yeah, that's it. That's literally it. So I wish I could show you. I have this VOD right now that maybe has some geyser action. Let's see. So we MD the tank on pull. We're supposed to be at 30 yards, but we are kind of trolling right there. If there was a quake, we'd be in trouble. And it was the pair number 1, so the very non-issue one. The lurkers are here. As you can see, they're gonna swap targets often. We have a slow trap. Make sure they don't reach the stack. And melees, you stay out. Okay, so now let's go to the other Colossus. So what is gonna happen? Oh, it's pair 1 again. Oh, no, actually geyser. Okay. So right here you saw he is going to use geyser on Christopher. Christopher's a melee, which means no one should move. Only Christopher should go to tank position. So you see all these people strafing. This will not do anything. This will not save you, and you're not casting, you're not attacking. So yeah, you should just not move and keep killing the mob. Christopher moves. We just take the first few ticks, and then only Chris and A farm would be taking the damage from the geyser. All right, I'm gonna also show you real quick the exercises that we do. I will call a name and people will move accordingly. And I see you're Thailand, you're the target. So this is exactly what I wanted to show you. So I'm gonna call Thailand. And Thailand is ranged. That means we should all the range stacks should be strafing right, all the melee stacks should be strafing right, and Thailand should go left, which is perfect. Right here, as you can see, Jordi would be dead, Sinfallen would be dead, Daki would be dead. That's exactly why you want to be on top of this mechanic. And that's it for this explanation.